We are celebrating Dr. Pohl's 50 years as an animal vet and 200 episodes of his series, The Incredible Dr. Pohl. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be there.
So we're taking a look back at the last 10 years of the series, maybe a little bit of the highlights. What are we going to be seeing in this new special kicking off on Saturday?
Oh, we see some of the most favorite episodes, you could say, the funniest ones, the most the things that attracts the people the most, and some things that is just But for us, the thing was memorable.
Now let's talk a little bit about the journey on the show and maybe your career as an animal vet. But what has surprised you most as far as being a household pet? Obviously people think cats and dogs and fish and birds, but what have you been the most surprised that people have domesticated and made their family pets?
Oh, I've seen most anything, and I treated foxes, I've treated pet skunks, and somebody brought in an alligator. I don't think that was a pet, but otherwise, sugar gliders, you name it. And mice. One lady many years ago brought in her daughter with a little white mouse that had black spots on it. And she was looking at me. I was wondering how much it's going to cost me, because, a little white mouse at the store is about $5 at those days. Well, the mouse had fleas from the cat. So we treated it and sent her on her way, and she was happy.
And she was happy about that. You often mention that kids should grow up with animals. Is there a specific age when kids should get their very first pet? And what do you suggest is maybe that first one?
The minute they can crawl on the floor, they should have pets, because it's a medical fact that kids that grow up within their first year, before they are 1 year old with pets, allergies are reduced by 40%. And that makes it a lot nicer later in life, and you don't have to take shots for allergies. So yes, it seems like that dander and that hair and everything causes the body to accept it as, it's nature and we'll take it. And they feel a lot better afterwards. And yes, pets will teach kids things that we don't. Why and how, you can't always tell. But it's when a kid is playing with a cat and he pulls on the tail and it hurts, the cat most of the time will just walk away. So when he knows, hey, I shouldn't do that, because otherwise they can't play with the cat. So the next time he knows that, hey, I shouldn't do this. So they learn what causes pain. It's empathy for the animals. So kids and animals have to be together for me.
Because a lot of times too, you hear around the holidays, warnings, especially like if you don't have, people want to open up on the Christmas tree, is that, here's a dog. But is there a certain time, like maybe summer break, where kids can spend a little bit more time with the dogs? Is that kind of the best time to get a pet, maybe during the summertime?
Well, it makes no difference when, except, don't buy a pet for somebody, because especially when you go to where, they have the animal rescues, do not take the pet that you like, but let the pet come to you, because animals know a lot better what you are wanting than what you want. They're that smart. Honestly, take the animal that comes to you and stay with you, rather than the one that you think looks nice.
Gotcha. Exactly. I've heard that one before. That's probably the best advice as far as getting a brand new pet that anybody can give. Let's talk a little. The past episodes, people can go ahead and stream them on Disney Plus. Have you had a lot of the younger fans who maybe didn't watch the past 10 years, who are able during the pandemic being able to catch up on the episodes, and what's that been like?
Well, what I hear is that the kids are just watching it day and night, it seems like. And yes, the youngest one that came to the clinic was 17 months old. The oldest one just got wheeled through the door when it's 100. And everybody loves the show once they got hooked on it, it seems like. And yes, everything is now available, so you can go right from the very first one. But I would not suggest that you sit there for 200 hours and watch everything.
Maybe not in a row, but you should definitely get through all the episodes. And then,
right.
And then final thing, when an animal comes into your office, obviously you talked about like the mice or the smaller ones that you can probably handle yourself, or you and a small team. But what's it like to get that gasp of like, we have a horse, we have a bigger animal that you have to take care of, and just kind of that feeling that you get?
Well, the bigger animals stay outside. They haul in a lot of horses because they come from far and wide, and we treat them right in the parking lot here. Except, Charlie, the therapy horse, is so trained to come inside, so he just comes inside and says hello to everybody.
Oh, exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Season 21, Saturday, July 16th on Nat Geo Wild. Dr. Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.